Welcome back to Drain Me the series. I'm Adeline Atlas, 8 times published author. Psychological and physical drain. The modern world doesn't drain your mind. It drains your current. Anxiety, panic attacks, fatigue. These aren't always symptoms of your mind misfiring. They're warnings your system is overloaded. And what the West has labeled as disorders are often just signs that your body is trying to process energy it doesn't know how to release. Content fatigue, digital overload. In the age of endless scrolling, infinite feeds, and auto-generated everything, a new phenomenon has emerged. One far more dangerous than simple boredom or information overload. It's called content fatigue. At first glance, content fatigue sounds harmless, almost casual, just another term to describe being overwhelmed by too many emails, videos, or news articles. But content fatigue goes far deeper than irritation or mental clutter. It represents a fundamental shift in the energy dynamics between human beings and machines. What is content fatigue? It is the physical, mental, and energetic depletion caused by the relentless overproduction and overconsumption of digital material. And in the world of generative AI, the problem is no longer just human-created noise. It's that the machines now produce faster than human biology can even process. Generative AI models, like ChatGPT, DALL-E, Midjourney, and countless others, can create essays, images, videos, marketing strategies, and songs faster than a human being can blink. Thousands of articles are published every second. Millions of images flood timelines before you can even absorb the meaning of one. It's not information anymore. It's an energetic storm, and you are standing in the eye of it without armor. The critical mistake people make is thinking this is a passive interaction, that you sit back, receive content, and move on. But nothing about your engagement with the machine is passive. Every time you read, swipe, absorb, and even glance, you are trading energy. Your biological systems, your eyes, your brain, your nervous system, are reacting, processing, translating, interpreting at speeds they were never designed for. You aren't just consuming content. You are paying for it with your vitality. The more you interact, the more you generate. The machine learns from your interactions, trains on your behavior, and spins out even more content tailored to lure you deeper. You are not merely the audience. You are the data source. Your attention trains it. Your reactions feed it. Your very fatigue becomes a metric for it to improve upon. And meanwhile, you walk away not enriched, but drained. The faster the machine produces, the faster humans are forced to process. And it is a race you can never win. Content fatigue is the energetic tax you pay for entering a game rigged from the start. A human mind and body can only metabolize so much information before it collapses under the strain. And collapse is exactly the goal. An exhausted mind is a pliable mind. A drained soul is an easily manipulated one. In the old world, energy extraction was obvious. You knew when someone took your money, your time, your labor. But in the new world, energy extraction happens invisibly. You think you're being entertained, educated, enlightened. But behind the screen, your life force is leaking out like a slow, silent drip. Content fatigue is not an accident. It is the inevitable outcome of a system built to convert human attention and biological energy into digital currency. Your fatigue is proof you are being harvested. This is not just a fight for your mind. It's a fight for your energy. And the machines are winning. Sensory overload. Our senses were designed for natural input: wind, light, heat, sound, scent. Yet in the modern world, we are bombarded with artificial signals from the moment we wake up. Our ears are flooded with alerts, notifications, background music, podcasts. Our eyes are locked onto LED-lit screens that pulse with blue light. Our noses breathe in stale air from HVAC systems, not the subtle shifts of wind, weather, or forest. And our fingers? They twitch for the next scroll, the next click, the next touch. What was once instinctual has become artificial. We are no longer tracking survival-based inputs. We are reacting to digital stimulation at a volume our nervous systems were never designed to hold. You may think you're multitasking or consuming content, but what's actually happening is energetic fragmentation. Every open tab, every unread message, every subtle vibration your body registers before your brain can even label it adds to the noise. You are a walking human barometer. Just like the atmosphere shifts before a storm, your body picks up on invisible pressure, digital, emotional, and environmental, long before your conscious mind is aware. A ping from your phone creates a flicker in your internal sky. An unread email becomes a low-pressure system in your chest. Every screen you stare into radiates its own field of stimulation, triggering tiny electrical responses in your muscles, eyes, and breath. You are not just perceiving your environment, you are absorbing it. This is what true sensory overload looks like. Not just being busy, not just feeling tired, but becoming so saturated with artificial input that your baseline state becomes dysregulated. You can't concentrate. You feel irritable for no reason. You're tired but wired. You scroll through content but retain nothing. You startle easily. Your breath shortens. Your sleep fragments. And your emotional bandwidth shrinks. This isn't just psychological. It's physiological. Your nervous system has thresholds. It can only handle so much incoming signal before it begins to short circuit. The signs are subtle at first: forgetfulness, mild agitation, tight shoulders. But left unchecked, this builds into full energetic dysregulation. Your systems begin to work against each other. Your digestion slows, your face tightens. Your mood swings, your immune system lowers. Your sensitivity rises. Most people don't connect these symptoms to the sensory volume they're living inside. They blame themselves. They diagnose attention issues or mood disorders. They chase supplements and hacks and cold plunges. But what they really need is less noise, less input, more energetic insulation. Your body was not designed to be a receiver for 10,000 channels at once. It needs clear airspace. It needs silence. It needs time without input so that it can recalibrate its frequency. Otherwise, you live in a constant state of input with no capacity for output. And when you can't discharge energy, you start storing it. That stored static becomes inflammation, anxiety, fatigue, and eventually, collapse. Sensory overload is not just an inconvenience. It is a state of energetic vulnerability. And in a world that profits off your stimulation, it is also a form of invisible control. The more distracted you are, the more programmable you become. The more input you absorb, the less space you have for the inner signal. And without inner signal, you forget what you know, what you feel, and who you are. So the first chapter of reclaiming your energy begins with this: reduce input, restore signal, remember your baseline. Your nervous system was never meant to live on this volume. Turn it down, or eventually, it will shut itself off for you. Heat, emotion, and energetic overload. Heat is energy. Emotion is energy in motion. And in today's world, both are rising to unsustainable levels. Anger, frustration, anxiety, they don't just feel hot, they are hot. Every emotional spike produces a biological ripple of electrical activity, hormone shifts, and thermal radiation. Your nervous system heats up. Your body emits more charge. You're not imagining it. You're burning through your own power supply. Why do we say he lost his cool or she was red with rage? Because language reflects what the body knows. When you hit your emotional limit, your internal voltage spikes. Your circuits overload. And instead of melting down slowly, you short-circuit fast. But we aren't taught to see heat as a message. We're taught to suppress it. We silence our reactions. We tighten our jaws. We sit still at desks while our core temperature climbs. We scroll instead of scream. We smile instead of releasing. And over time, all that repressed heat gets stored. In muscles, in fascia, in organs, in breath. Until the only way out is eruption. Social media thrives on this emotional heat. Rage spreads faster than reason. Outrage powers algorithms. Every angry comment, every door scroll, every click on bad news becomes part of a feedback loop designed to stir your emotional field and harvest the energy it releases. You're not just emotionally overwhelmed, you're energetically overheated. And just like machines shut down when they overheat, so do you. You get brain fog. You snap at small things. You lose patience with people you love. You feel fried. Not because you're broken, but because your energetic system is running too hot for too long. This is not just stress, it's overload. And the solution isn't suppression, it's regulation. Emotional heat must be vented. It must move. It must discharge. Whether through movement, voice, breath, crying, or screaming into a pillow, your system needs outlets. Think of it this way. Your body is a pressure cooker. Heat builds as emotional energy accumulates. Without release, pressure rises. Without release, something breaks. But when you learn to release safely, regularly, intentionally, you prevent the blowout. You preserve the system. Your emotions are not a problem. The problem is pretending you can suppress power without consequence. If you're feeling irritable, on edge, reactive, or numb, it's not weakness. It's a sign your body is at capacity. So instead of ignoring the heat, learn to read it. Learn to move it. Let your emotional thermostat guide you to smarter energetic choices. You're not too emotional. You're running too hot. And it's time to cool down before you shut down. The body as a barometer. Have you ever known someone with arthritis who could feel a storm coming before it arrived? It's not just an old wives' tale. People with arthritis often become their own barometers, detecting changes in atmospheric pressure through their joints. They'll say things like, "My knee is acting up, the weather must be changing." That's real. They are reading pressure through the body, receiving subtle sensory feedback long before the clouds roll in. We're told we only have 5 senses, but that's a lie of omission. Our bodies constantly sense and measure pressure: thermal, emotional, energetic, atmospheric. What we call a gut feeling, or that moment when someone's mood shifts a room before they speak, that's your internal barometer doing its job. But instead of waiting for knee pain to forecast the storm, most of us need to start reading the pressure inside our system earlier, when we feel irritated, agitated, on edge. These aren't personality flaws, they're data points. Agitation is pressure rising. Irritation is heat building. What we often call anxiety is usually our system screaming for a release valve. Your body isn't just reacting to stress, it's measuring it, constantly. Like a barometer reading shifts in air pressure, your physical form records emotional and energetic buildup. And just like a storm brews long before the rain falls, your inner system detects overload before your conscious mind ever catches up. Tight chest, swollen belly, jaw pain. These are not just symptoms. They're measurements. They are pressure gauges, giving you real-time updates on how much voltage, tension, and unexpressed energy your system is carrying. It is not just us, it's environmental too. We are living in an atmosphere of invisible compression. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, 5G, LED flicker, screen radiation, digital alerts. Your fascia, your gut, your lungs, your nervous system, they're all absorbing these signals. And when we say your phone is draining you, your breath shortens, your gut clenches, your posture collapses, your sleep fragments, your system constricts. You are a living battery wrapped in a pressure-responsive suit. And just like any electrical system, when the pressure builds without proper grounding, it leads to short circuit. That's what your body is trying to tell you. I'm overloaded. I'm too full. I'm holding too much signal. Too much unexpressed charge. Too much data without any discharge. Safety mechanisms exist in every electrical system to prevent overload. Circuit breakers, fuses, regulators. Your body has them too. That sudden wave of exhaustion, that snap of irritation, that crash of emotion, those are your internal breakers tripping before damage occurs. Not a flaw, not a weakness, an alert. The problem is, we've stopped listening to our pressure. We've been taught to call it disorder, to medicate the symptoms instead of reading them. But your bloating? It's barometric. Your fatigue? Frequency-based? Your emotional sensitivity? It's your biofield trying to keep you safe. If this video hit, there's more where that came from. This is just one part of School of Soul, Volume 5, Drain Me. Look at our world is changing. AI is taking over, and our entire lives are about to be tech until we finally merge with machine. The Drain Me series breaks down how modern tech drains the human body, psychologically, electrically, emotionally, and energetically. From wearable devices and 5G to screen apnea, energy harvesting, and biometric tracking, it's all in there. You use technology every single day. It's time you learn what it is, what it actually does, and what it's harvesting from you. You can take the Drain Me video series individually or unlock all volumes inside the School of Soul Vault by clicking the links below.